What's up, everybody, and welcome to ClearTalk. So, I wanted to go ahead and give you an update on the Israel attack on Doha in Qatar yesterday. So, that's what we're going to talk about and the kind of broader implications of all that. So, thank you very much for joining me. If you're new here, welcome to ClearTalk. If you'd like to check out more videos from ClearTalk, please do consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. It's amazing if you would do so. You can check out other videos on my other channels as well, JMD, the Play channel, or Puzzling channel. Subscribe to those as well. That would be amazing. Thank you very much if you do. It helps out. It's free for you. Helps out all the channels. Helps out the JMD Nation at large. If you would like to also do any kind of support, there's links there for like more continuous or one-time. And any support you give is very much appreciated. I thank you very much. That would be awesome. And if you're returning, you're freaking amazing. Thank you. Welcome back. And yeah, much love here from ClearTalk. All right, so we're going to dive in here. I got a little bit more specifics than what I did yesterday. On September 9th, which is yesterday, Israel carried out a targeted airstrike in Doha, specifically in the Luktafia, I believe that might be, I probably jacked that up, district, hitting a Hamas leadership meeting taking place there amid U.S.-backed ceasefire negotiations. This marks the first time Israel has attacked on Qatari soil. Yesterday, there had been no announcement when I did the video of any casualties or whatnot. Now we have 6 people were killed, including 1 Qatari security officer and 5 lower-ranking Hamas members. Reportedly, the Hamas top leadership and people included in the key negotiations survived. So, I mean, Israel states that they were, or has made statements that they have all intentions of going after Hamas leadership. They have been successful in the past. If that's what they were doing here, which seemed to be the claim, clearly they were not successful here. So, I mean, I don't know, unless they would argue that, that this was just like a warning shot. I don't know. Let's continue. Qatar's response, they condemned the strike as blatant violation of its sovereignty and international law, with officials labeling it state terrorism. The Qatari prime minister stated that Qatar reserves the right to respond. So, I mean, as does any nation who is, attacked by another nation. I don't know what type of response that could be. I don't know what type of, ability Qatar has, but honestly, I really don't know. The U.S. position, Trump expressed that he was, quote unquote, very unhappy with the strike. Considering it counterproductive to both American and Israeli interests. He acknowledged that a U.S. envoy had attempted to warn Qatar, but was too late to prevent the strike. So, I mean, that's a little odd. Okay, so the U.S. did kind of know, but maybe it was told at the last minute, and it wasn't enough in time for us to warn them. Or we did know about it and we just, conveniently didn't let them know in time. Who knows? The White House emphasizes that the strike does not advance Israel or America's goal. All right. Global condemnation. Turkey called the attack a flagrant violation of international law and accused Israel of adopting terrorism as policy. Russia, the hypocrisy there, ironically, denounced it as a gross violation of the UN Charter, warning of escalating regional instability. Saudi Arabia, interestingly enough, strongly condemned the brutal Israeli aggression, quote unquote, reaffirming support for Qatar, which is kind of a new one there, sort of. I mean, Saudi Arabia and Qatar don't exactly get along. They're not, allies, which is kind of the idea with a lot of Arab nations. They don't really get along very well. Like, some do, some don't, some kind of a little bit, but but when it comes to all of them, for the most part, Israel is kind of a common enemy, coincidentally. So whenever, if there's anything that could potentially really unite all of the Arab nations, which little by little has been happening through this whole ordeal, it's Israel. I mean, it's not like they haven't united before to go at Israel, although Israel did win that time. Other voices include the UN, EU, Egypt, UK, Germany, and Iran, also condemning the attacks, warning that it jeopardizes efforts towards a Gaza ceasefire. Ceasefire negotiations at risk. I mean, this is, the timing of this, of course, it was during a ceasefire talks. They were trying to look over the U.S. proposal that we had given them, which was more than likely. I mean, there's a good chance they probably weren't going to really agree to it, or at least not wholly, anyways. But I mean, nevertheless, it's supposed to be, this is supposed to be the motivation. Both the U.S. and Israel, quote unquote, say that they want a ceasefire. But we've seen over and over, like I said yesterday, Israel continues to do whatever they can to mess up ceasefire talks, mess up negotiations, attack people, or whether it's blowing up the head of Hamas before. That was all in the negotiations previously. I mean, whatever they can do to ruin those talks, they seem to do it to try to keep the war going. And that's all Netanyahu. Let's see here. Yes. And this is, I mean, with this strike, Netanyahu's government clearly signals that they are prioritizing eliminating Hamas leadership, which is what they've stated before, over any kind of diplomatic process. And even at possibly even if it angers Washington, like if it, pisses off even Trump. So they are showing that this was basically, or potentially could have been like the middle finger to the U.S. Like, we don't care if you want, even if you do, like, even if we were legitimately wanting ceasefire to happen, which I'm not completely convinced that our government does. But even so, they're saying we're going to do what we want to do. We'll go after whoever we want to go after. We'll attack whoever we want to attack. And it demonstrates that they will reach anywhere, even in a deeply U.S. allied Gulf state like Qatar, where we have our own U.S. military base. Like, they don't care. They will do what they want to do. And that if that doesn't signal a problem here, if that doesn't signal that Israel is rogue and out of control, which we've stated long ago that that they were, if this doesn't clue in to more people, particularly in the U.S. government, that something needs to be done, I don't know what could, besides them quite literally attacking U.S. I mean, is there any red lines? Is there any red lines? Are we willing to completely go down with Israel in this? Completely ruining all of our relationships internationally just so Israel can get to do what they want to. So Israel what has their the freedom to do what they want? Is that what this is about? That they, have a, that they are we are we finally saying that we're hands off here? We're not going to get involved, that they are their own nation, and what they choose to do is on them, and we're are we really that? Are we completely there yet? And we're just going to let that happen and continue going on, even if it hurts us and breaks us down, even though we are the only ones that apparently could potentially stop Israel. We're just going to let them keep doing it, when everybody knows that they are really just an extension of us. They would not have the strength or the ability or the freedoms and the liberties to do what they are doing without us. Without our $3.8 billion worth of support that we give them every fucking year. Not to mention on top of all that we've given them since October 7th. Because ultimately, everything else from anybody else, whether it's Turkey, whether it's Saudi Arabia, whether it's Egypt, whether it's Jordan, whether it's anybody in Europe, UK, Germany, France, EU, the UN, all of their rhetoric is just talk. And even anything that they could potentially do, like some sanctions or cutting off aid or whatever, yes, that would hinder things in Israel. But unless the U.S. decides to actually condemn and sanction and cut off aid and support, basically completely turn our backs on them, there's nothing, nobody else, anything anybody else does is going to hurt Israel. So it solely really is on us. And while Trump might seem or claim to be unhappy, Trump continues to show himself to be more and more and more militarized. Hell, we've talked about Israel, having all these fronts and stuff where they, this 7-point front and all this kind of stuff where, they have to worry about, or they're attacking all these different places. They're attacking Gaza. They're attacking the West Bank. They're attacking Yemen. They're now attacking Qatar. They've attacked Iran. They attacked Lebanon. They attacked Syria. They've got all these fronts, all these enemies, all these, concerns for their safety. And let's look at Trump and his administration and what they have argued. We are looking like Israel now with the fronts. We're talking, we bombed Iran. We have the stuff going on now against Venezuela. Trump has argued against Canada, Mexico, threatened Greenland. I mean, we've bombed Yemen. We've done. I mean, we have started all these things or argued for conflicts. Not to mention the terror war. We are looking not much very different from Israel. Trump is becoming, like I said, more and more and more militarized to the point where it's. I mean, if you are arguing in any way that Trump is anti-war, I don't. He is literally changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of fucking War. He is literally putting National Guard troops on the ground in U.S. fucking cities. With people around him arguing on that front, on the domestic front, arguing that these governors and stuff should just allow it, that they should just accept it, they should welcome it. You should welcome U.S. troops, U.S. You should accept U.S. invasion of itself. Which there has been always been argument should not happen. I mean, and even to the point that it ever has happened, which was only a few times, it was under the rules and like laws around requesting the states, the governors, the mayors requesting that help, that assistance, because they could not handle it. But you literally have governors, mayors condemning it, saying, no, stay away. We are handling this perfectly fine like we always do. And Trump and his administration is saying, fuck you, we don't care, we're doing it anyways. So with all this going on, and Trump seemingly not giving a shit, do we genuinely think, I mean, what would it take? What would it fucking take for the U.S. to finally actually condemn Israel and do something that would substantively actually stop Israel? I mean, outside of Israel attacking us directly in some kind of way, whether it's troop installations or whatever, purposefully or accidentally, I don't know. What is it? I mean, if Israel suddenly decided to, I don't know, bomb Germany. Like, you know what? We're still pissed at you for the stuff that you did years ago. Here you go. Boom. I mean, what would it take? Israel is consistently and progressively pushing and breaking stability in the Middle East, uniting all the Middle East countries to the point that I'm genuinely surprised that a larger war has not broken out. I really genuinely am surprised. I can only assume that the only thing that's stopping that at this point is the actual threat of the U.S. and an unhinged president that we have, who apparently is easily convinced to just go along with shit. Easily convinced that, well, I guess military force is the only answer. I don't personally like it, but I don't like war. I don't want it, but it's gotta happen. Nothing we can do about it. We've been forced. I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, I said I was going to keep this short. Yeah, so we have condemnations, but so far no actual legitimate response as of right now. Whether it be from Qatar or the U.S. or anyone else. Ceasefire talks, I am to assume, are dead right now. So, we'll continue to keep an eye on it. I will continue to gather information on it as it comes out, and it just what does it fucking take? What does it take? Well, I mean, we're literally living in a time right now where a state, country can just do a genocide, seemingly bomb the fuck whoever they want, and nothing is done about it. It's just like, yeah, it's another Wednesday. Same shit, just a different day. Let me know what you think. Until next time, peace, clear talk with love. I'm out.